Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Charm, and today I'm getting into my January wrap-up slash, close out, recap, everything I read in January. It's not much, but we are here. So I only read about 4 books, and it's because I've been busy, y'all. I wanted to focus my time in other areas, live outside a little more, be present, and I feel like I've just been scarfing down books and not really been able to just digest them and enjoy them. I typically read like a little over 100 books a year. That's kind of how I am. Last year I read about 75, and this year I only set a goal of 50. And this reading month was a little meh. The highest was 4 stars. Some of them was 2.5. Some people gonna be mad too because it's books that people have really been deeming high. Also, part of it is I haven't sat down to read these books. I have listened to them on Amazon Alexa. If you're not familiar with Amazon Alexa, I will put a link in the description. I dropped a video, or will drop a video about all of the different type of free book resources, and Amazon Alexa reads your Kindle books for you. And I've been listening there, and with that, it's read in Alexa voice. So that's a part of it. And then 2, I was attributing low ratings to Amazon Alexa, but I read or listened to Snowflake by Nia Forrester on Alexa. It was still 5 stars. So maybe it's just the books. But anyway, okay, so here is my rating system. 5 stars means I love it. Okay, that is something that I'm gonna read that over and over again. 4 stars is like, I really liked it, but it didn't really reign supreme. 3 stars is, it was cool. I don't necessarily dislike it, but I might not read it again, 2 stars is just a step up from bad. Maybe I don't regret reading it, maybe I do. 1 star, regret. Without further ado, let's get into it. Book number 1, what I read was Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. Love Kennedy Ryan. Other book I read by her was Long Shot, and I'll talk about that in another video, but really loved it. This one, it didn't short stop. I actually enjoyed it. I feel like I might have enjoyed my experience a little more if I had sat and read it. That's the thing about listening to books. I like to develop what I think the character sounds like based off the descriptions of them, and it's I didn't listen on Amazon Alexa. I actually listened to this with the regular Audible or audiobook that came out, so it wasn't terrible. I did listen to it on fast speed just because I was trying to get through it. It follows 2 characters, Yasmin and Josiah. Yasmin and Josiah were married since college. They were pretty much college sweethearts, and the book starts off with that flashback to that, and then where they are now. And where they are now is in a separated state. I don't think that they are fully divorced yet, but their marriage is struggling, so to speak. They're in 2 separate houses. They have 2 beautiful children, and they own a restaurant and run the restaurant together. And the story just follows from there. It does flashbacks to now, flash past the present, but you can follow. I had to kind of realize what it was doing. It kind of dives into how their marriage got to the point that it was, and it was good. I'll say it was good. I recommend it. I think y'all would like it. I really like Josiah. I felt for the most part that he was mature. With Yasmin, I don't think it was so much immaturity, but it was just difficult, and it's because of what she was dealing with. The book does talk about depression, and it kind of expresses how things got to that state. I did appreciate that, and it kind of reflects and shows how 2 different people can handle certain situations, devastating news, different things like that. And so That was about it. Next book I read was Holding Back the Years by, her name is Kasha Thompson. I gave this book a 2.5. It had a great concept, great idea. Execution, in my opinion, wasn't the best. So this story is about two characters, Serafina and August. And Serafina and August both have a loved one that is in a retirement home, and they meet there. Like they randomly meet a couple more times, and so they begin to like develop this friendship, relationship, however you want to call it, and you learn more about the both of them. They had connections that they didn't think that they had. Yeah. I predicted the whole book in probably like chapter 2. That's how I'll put that. You know, I could tell that the author wanted to intentionally put in, you know, Black information, letting you know that they're blackity black, all of the things like that. Execution, though, it was just execution in my opinion. I would probably read another book by this author just to see if it's different. I don't know if this is a new author or not, but that's just my opinion. Yeah. So the next couple of books that I read, only 2 more books, it's called In This Moment by Kayla Shun. This book I read because it was recommended by so many people on GOODREADS. Now, my all-time favorite book, top 2, is On Us, the series by Nina. So a lot of people in GOODREADS were saying that like, oh, this character is similar to like the main character that was in that book, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Lie. That was not the case. I'm like, these are 2 different books, first of all. And so that, I'm saying that to say that could influence my opinion of this book, because a lot of times when a book is overhyped or is hyped so much, it can just easily not meet your expectations. So you're just like, girl, be for real. And that's how I felt like, girl, be for real. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It's just like, my expectations are a little bit high with the On Us series, and that was not that. So yeah, but anyway, it follows 2 characters called Verse and Garen. Garen is a lover of art. She works at this art company and is completely in love with it. The owner's dad used to be in love with art, but he passed away, and now the owner wants to pass it over to Garen. She is working hard, working her way up to get the money to pay for it. And she comes in contact with this client who she gets very expensive and high profile artifacts for people, different things like that. So she gets this super rich client. It's like, hey, I want this. I need you to make it happen. And she knows that if she gets that sale, she will get the money that she needs to buy this art gallery that she loves so much. And the person that she is sent to get it from is a very difficult man, and she ends up developing like this relationship with him. They go and he starts to like her too. She's a very hard woman, beautiful woman, but she takes no miss. And he is attracted to that. So the guy, of course, is Verse, and he is very famous, very high profile. He owns a music label, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so that's a little bit about him, and it just kind of like follows their story. Because it was a decent book. I don't regret reading it again. Listen to it on Amazon Alexa. Maybe my experience would have been heightened if I had just read it without Amazon Alexa, but that's my opinion. The next book is the second book in the series, called To Be Loved by Kayla Shun. To Be Loved. Okay, anyway, it's about a character that was introduced in this moment. There's a woman named Remedy, and Remedy grew up with Verse. He's a little bit older than her. Her dad passed away when she was young. Her dad was very instrumental in the community, a very well-known man, passed away. When he died, Verse kind of took over her care, and he is the only person that she really like cares about and loves. She's a very hard woman. A lot of people call her, you know, or think of her as the B word. And she yeah, that she gives people a hard time, but she is super rich. She is over a tech company and she's black. Well, she's black, and I think maybe her mom or whatever is biracial, but it just kind of follows her story. And she has this bodyguard, and the bodyguard was introduced in the first story as well. You don't learn too much about her, but it really goes into depth of why she is the way that she is, and you learn more about her character. I liked it a little more than the first book, but both were decent. They're both in a 3 to 3.5 4-star range. Now, I would say even when I was reading the first book, the character that I was most interested in, his name is Hakeem, and Hakeem is versus bodyguard from the first book. I was more interested in him, like his story, and I thought that his story would be next, but it wasn't. But at the end of this book, To Be Loved, the author says that she's gonna do a story about Hakeem. That's the one I'm interested in, and I might run that back and read that book. That's probably gonna be the one that I really like, because he is versus security guard. He owns his own like security business, and so he's the one who staffs security guards, and he staffed Lathan, who Remedy knows. And Lathan is that's not all who he is, but he is an ex-convict, and he is just building his life together over a decision that he made years ago. And so yeah, that's my January wrap up. Those are the books I read. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and until next time. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Until next time.